Oof. So this is everyone we were expecting. All right. And we are on the air. All right. I call to order the Borough of Oradell Zoning Board of Adjustment regular meeting for Monday, May 18th, 2026. Notice of this meeting was published in the official newspaper, prominently posted in Borough Hall, and filed with the clerk's office in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act. This meeting is a quasi-judicial proceeding. Decorum appropriate to a judicial hearing must always be maintained. Any questions and comments must be limited to issues that are relevant to what the board may legally consider in reaching a decision. Let's do a roll call. All right. This is slightly outdated, but I'm going to do my best. Mr. Liao.
Here.
Mr. Bartlett.
Here.
Mr. Devine.
Here.
Santinello's here. Ms. Odinsky.
Here.
Mr. Campriel.
Here.
Maureen Day is absent. Okay. Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right. So, we have the zoning board meeting minutes from April 20th, 2026. We received those in email to review. Did anyone have any comments or objections on that? Do we have a motion to approve?
I move to approve the meeting minutes from April 20th, 2026.
Cool. We have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, meeting minutes are accepted. Correspondence, we have some correspondence from the last month on file with the construction official's office, if anyone is so interested. Okay, zoning board procedures. And I realize we have some new faces, so I'll read this anyway. The zoning board is a forum for property owners to apply for exceptions to local zoning ordinances. If what someone would like to do with their property isn't something the building department can approve, they can seek a variance via this process. The way we conduct these meetings follows the procedures laid out by the New Jersey Municipal Land Use Law, and that's what determines what can be said and when it can be said. Thank you all in advance for your understanding and cooperation. Cool. Okay, swearing in of our official.
Do you swear affirm that any testimony you're about to give tonight is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. No new cases will be started after 10:30 p.m. Highly doubt we'll be here. First up, just before we get into the application, memorialization of resolution calendar 895-26. We received that in email. Danielle wanted to comment on a few of the conditions of approval before we get into it.
Yeah, there was really just one on page 10. It was condition F, and it was just, I know we were talking about the retaining wall, if it changed the aesthetics. And I know that was a condition that was made if it changed the aesthetics. So what I wrote was that if, in the sole discretion of the board engineer and/or construction official, the applicant's proposed addition requires a sizable retaining wall that changes the aesthetics along Soldier Hill Road, the board engineer and/or construction official may require the applicant to return to the zoning board for amended approval. I don't know if that's specific enough, if you wanted to say a retaining wall over X amount of feet, or if you're comfortable with Steve and the engineer making their determination as far as aesthetics. I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention, because I know there was a concern about how close the addition was to Soldier Hill Road, and if it, because of the slopes, it may require that retaining wall, or I just wasn't sure if.
To me, if there's any retaining wall whatsoever required, I think that, I mean, it really needs to be reviewed by the engineer and, for aesthetic purposes, should come back to the board.
Any retaining wall.
I do, because I think then people across the street, and it just changes the dynamics, because the other part that we had kind of mentioned in here that I didn't actually see in the resolution, but we also cautioned that it is a very unique situation that this thing was granted under because of how close it is to a county road. That, you know, that it's the homeowner's, you know, risk, you know, if something changes with the county or whatever, and or whether a wall is required.
I addressed that in I didn't specifically call out the county if they expand the right of way, like if they expand the road, because there was no, I don't think there's any intention at this time to expand it.
Yeah,
So I didn't feel a need to address that. All I did was have our condition that's typically in there about approvals, but I did specifically mention including county approval. So that if there's if you want an exemption, a waiver, or actual county approval, you have the discretion to like require it, and specifically mentioning county with that, but I didn't feel a need to say you're at your own risk if they expand the road and you're close, they'll become a pre-existing nonconformity. So on this F, I'm now changing it to if in the sole discretion of the board engineer and or construction official, the applicant's proposed addition requires a retaining wall, which would change the aesthetics along Soldier Hill Road. The board engineer and or construction official may require the applicant to return to the zoning board for amended approval. If you want me to say shall require, I could do that, but.
Are we,
Do we need, I mean, knowing where that is, if the applicant needs a retaining wall, I certainly don't have a problem leaving it up to Steve and the engineer to make a determination whether whatever is being presented to Steve and the engineer, if they feel it should come before the zoning board, that's fine. If we say any retaining wall, I mean, I'll leave it up to the board, I just
I
don't
mean,
know.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I feel like as part of the application, there was almost, it wasn't stated, but there was almost an assumption that there would be some need for some type of retaining device there, whether it's the trees themselves or if some type of wall be built, at least for the steepest part of it. I would think, yeah, I mean, I would feel like we're, you know, sort of changing what we agreed to if we said any retaining wall, but I think,
Yeah, I think that with the engineering review and myself, I think, because whatever we decide, send it back, whatever, say, the engineer recommends, I mean, that's basically what the board would want to go with. So
Right.
I would think that, you know, we could handle that in lieu of having the applicant come back again.
So maybe the only word I'll delete then is sizable, and I'll just leave it, I'll say a retaining wall. It's in their discretion. If they think there's this monstrosity, they're gonna kick it back to you guys, so.
I would be okay with that.
that makes sense, right?
Is there anything we need to mention regarding the trees that are there? Because they're on the, I guess they're on the counties or towns right
It
away.
was mentioned, I think.
I did mention that, and I could pull it up.
It's in B, I think.
I
Okay.
think they said that.
And then I also mentioned it in J, that including any permits and approvals, including any tree removal as applicable, but I did mention that preserving those trees was one of the reasons that you guys approved it in the first place, so I think if you get a permit request, Steve, and they're asking to remove all the trees, I think he, in his discretion, then he can kick it back to you guys. Because one of the testimony that they provided was their intention is to retain it and add landscaping. And so if they change that, they're changing their testimony, and he would kick it back.
Yeah,
Yeah, I only mentioned that just because my concern with like a retaining wall would be if it harms the trees.
Yeah.
That's all.
makes sense.
In that section B, should it be applicant shall ensure proper tree protection? I just noticed that. There's property, tree
Oh,
protection.
that's a good catch.
Oh, yeah, it kind of made sense both ways,
Yeah.
but I see what you mean.
And that's how I was addressing, they have to protect the trees too. They can't just start demoing and ripping up all their roots and then say, oh, my bad, there's no, the trees are dying now. So yeah, I changed that now to proper.
Thank you.
Good catch.
Because you guys still have to review the drainage plans for it also, correct?
Well, that's engineering.
Well,
And engineering is complete, it's almost, it's a site plan.
Okay.
And if there's any trees, existing trees, mature trees, that they'll be protected, you know, and they have a circumference that they have to maintain.
Okay. Anything else we should be aware of on here, or any other?
Those were the only,
That was it?
those were the only few that I was like, I put what I felt was reasonable and what kind of captured what we were
Seems
talking
fair.
about, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring those in particular to your attention.
Anything from the board? Thoughts or comments? Okay. In that case, do we have a motion to approve the so amended version of the resolution for calendar 895-26?
Make that motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay,
With the appropriate changes.
okay. I forget, can we voice vote a resolution?
No, go through.
Okay, all right, let's do the roll.
Nice try.
Not worth a shot, right? You're here to keep me honest. Okay. Mr. Bartlett?
Yay.
Yeah, your microphone's on.
Are the mics on?
Yeah, the mics are on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Carlo,
Yes. No, I'm not.
I like the
Figure I'm
light
loud
is
enough.
off.
there you go. Okay, no, that's good.
It was just a soft glow.
All right, so Mr. Bartlett, Mr. Campriel,
Yes.
Ms. Day is not here, Mr. Lau,
Yes.
Ms. Odinsky,
Yes,
Mr. Devine,
Yes.
and me, yes. Okay, the resolution passes. And, yeah,
And I'll email you, I need the Wi-Fi because I got a new,
I'll just switch.
yeah, I'll email it to you after the hearing.
all right. Thank you. Can we pass this to Steve so I don't forget? Okay, thank you. All right, down to business. Let's call forward calendar number 896-26, 308 Beechwood. All right, all yours. Thanks for coming.
I'm gonna just swear you in before we begin.
Yes.
If you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
And if you could state your name and spell your last name for the record.
certainly. First name William, last name Paulo, Pawlo.
And Mr. Polo, you're the applicant, correct?
I am the applicant,
And
yes.
if you want me, so I don't have to interrupt you again, I could swear in your expert as well.
You could do that?
Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
And if you could state your name and spell your last name.
Andrew Fevis, architect, F-E-T-H-E-S.
And if you can just give the board a little bit about your educational background and just confirm that your license is current, just so that they can qualify you.
Certainly. I am a 1988 graduate of the Cooper Union in New York City with a Bachelor's of Architecture degree. I've been practicing with a New Jersey license, which is in good standing, since 1991. Appeared before numerous boards, including this board.
I think we can accept you as
Countless
an
times,
expert
yes.
witness. All righty.
The floor is yours. I'll try not to interrupt any more.
No, please do if needed. I was expecting to have my wife with me tonight. She was the original purchaser of the home in 1985, but we have a medical issue with one of our grandchildren in North Carolina, and grandmas need to be where grandmas need to be, and for some unknown period of time. So, she purchased the house in 1985. We were married a couple of years later and have been there on Beechwood Road ever since. our neighbors on both sides are there for about the same time, so it's 40-plus years for a number of us right there on that street. When we had our 5th child, we applied and were permitted and converted our then 2-car under-the-house garage into a 5th bedroom and a storage room. And it has been that way ever since, and that's a whole lot of years back now at this point. We have thought on many an occasion about building an attached 2-car garage over what is existing paved driveway, and time goes by. We are now both comfortably over the age of 70, and things change and get a little bit harder. And this past winter and its snowstorms and the idea of putting cars in a garage when it snows a lot has brought me to this point. And so that's the history and the background of where we are. We love being at Oradell. We have no plans to go anywhere, and some change here that we'd like to make with your approval. That's all I got.
Maybe
Wanna
if
take
your
it?
architect can walk through the plans a little bit.
Absolutely, yes. So it's been a little while since I've been here. Is this an okay location for the easel?
Yeah, well, we have the,
We have the monitors up top also.
These
Okay.
are the same plans you submitted,
Same exact plan.
no
I'll go-
changes to them,
That's
so I'm not
correct,
gonna
yes,
mark them as
I'll
an
go through
exhibit.
it. Sorry to tell, I'm a little rusty when it comes to the modern technology here.
just one thought, I don't know if you need the handheld if you're gonna go over there.
Yes.
There's a mic.
Do we have the handheld mic?
No,
I can talk pretty loudly.
It's coming?
it is?
Okay,
Okay.
Just
Try-
'cause-
Try to just talk directly into.
Sure, I'll use my years of
just slide that over,
opera
yeah.
experience to talk loudly enough to be recorded. Okay, so the rationale, the reason we're here today is there are 2 variances being sought. As noted in the denial letter, they are for minimum side yard, 7.35 feet is proposed. That would encroach the minimum side yard by 7.65 feet. The second variance is for total or combined side yard, which would, is a total of 32.6 feet, which would encroach the required 35 feet by 2.43 feet. In addition, I'd like to point out there are 2 pre-existing non-conforming conditions on the property. One is a driveway. Okay, it's on. It's on. Terrific. One, is it on? Yes. One is a driveway that goes up to the westerly property line, and the second is a small encroachment of a planter. With regards to all other aspects of the application are in compliance, including lot area, lot width, front yard setback, rear yard setback, building height, both existing and proposed, as well as floor area ratio, maximum building coverage, and maximum impervious coverage. So the drawing that was submitted to the board, which is on multiple video screens, as well as on my easel here, is sheet Z 1.0. It's dated 4/3/2026. Presume we can mark this as Exhibit A1.
We don't have to mark it because you submitted it, so
Okay, terrific.
unless anything changed on it or you colorized
Nothing
it,
has changed, yes.
we're good with it.
Okay, so the drawing that we have here is composed of 5 basic drawings. There are 3 exterior elevations from the front, the left side, and the rear, which is across the top of the page, drawings number 1, 2, and 3. There is a floor plan which shows the lower level of the house, the existing lower level. Just want to point out that with split-level homes, what we're looking at is on the left-hand side, the existing area, which is at the grade level. On the right-hand side is that area which is approximately 4 feet up, which is kind of what we'll call the main level of the house, living room, dining room, kitchen. In addition to that, there is a site plan as well as all of the zoning calculations that went into the application as well. Generally speaking, it's a split-level house very much like many of the homes in the neighborhood. So our proposed addition is a one-story, two-car garage on the west side of the house over the existing driveway. If I was to point that out, that would be this area here on the lower left-hand corner of the sheet. The proposed addition is 22 feet 6 inches front to back, 22 feet 0 inches side to side, approximately 495 square feet. The layout of the garage has a front-facing garage door, approximately 18 feet wide. In addition, it has a swing door out the back that aligns with an existing walkway, just back over here. In terms of the elevations, you'll see there's the front elevation that shows the existing house to the right. Adjacent to that is the one-car garage with a garage door. It has a gable roof, which is sort of axial to the main part of the house, which is evident in drawing number 2, proposed left side elevation. And the back elevation, kind of a mirror of the front elevation with a one swing door going out to the backyard. There are 2 existing doors, which is along the existing side of the house. I'll point that out here. There's a new partition you could see, and it's noted on the plan. There's a space behind it called garage existing, which is the storage room that the homeowner just testified to. The existing driveway, as noted in the site plan here, on the lower right-hand corner, drawing number 5, architectural site plan. The existing driveway is intended to remain in place. There is a small section of driveway that will be added in front of the garage door, and it sweeps out, allowing a room for a car to ingress and egress the driveway, the garage, and it swings back out, and it sort of connects back with the existing driveway near the curb cut. The shaded area on my plan is approximately 271 square feet. We have prepared and do have some photographs, which we can distribute to the board, although I believe they were submitted already.
Is that this packet? I think we have it.
These were not yet.
Oh, these are not yet.
We
No.
could mark those as Exhibit A1.
Okay, so these will be A1.
If you could just describe them, if there's any dates on them, and
Yes.
just explain them.
So this Exhibit A1 represents 5 photographs and a small map of adjacent
Thanks.
properties in the neighborhood that also have very similar characteristics with regard to either 1-story or 2-story attached garages facing the street, driveways, and that sort of thing. And these are offered, they were taken by Mr. Paulo on 5/11/26. And there is kind of a small little key map there which describes, the houses 324, 316, 292, 311, and 295 Beechwood Road. And this is offered just to simply say that the proposed addition that is sought, or the proposed addition that we'd like to have, is such that it fits in with the neighborhood and is simply asking for what other neighbors have. I'd like to also point out that this design is sort of the culmination of 3 other attempts. We explored 3 other design ideas, which are not drawn here, but I will describe them, and I think with that, I hope that you'll understand how we arrived at this particular design orientation. We had looked on trying to provide and put a garage on the east side of the house, opposite to the existing garage and driveway. However, the offset to that property line is 25.22 feet versus 29.15 feet on the west side. So putting an addition on that side of the house would create a more significant encroachment on the setback. Because that particular side of the house would require a set of stairs inside the garage to get from the grade level, where the driveway would be, up to the first floor, we probably would be looking at a larger addition as well. We also would have looked at a taller addition in order to get a staircase and the required headroom from that ground level up to the first floor. So therefore, we would be creating more bulk. It would also require a whole new curb cut and a whole new driveway, reseeding and tearing out the old driveway, and the relocation of a generator and HVAC equipment,
And the tree,
in addition to a tree in the yard.
right at the curb there, where there would be a cut.
So we'll talk about that also in a second. Option B was a narrower addition to the one that you see here that would not require a side yard setback or minimum side yard setbacks. However, in order to achieve a car to fit into that garage, reusing the existing garages that are there, taking out the garage doors and extending it, we would do only like an 11.5 foot extension. If we take the 29.35 feet setback offset that we have from the property line, minus 11.5 feet, we're left with 17.85 feet, which is insufficient for a car to back out out of that driveway and make a turn, like a K-turn, in the area which is currently existing. It also would be impossible to have more than one car parked outside the garage and make it usable in any way, shape, or form. So therefore, a side approach, reusing the existing garages, was deemed not really sufficient. The third design we looked at was to do a smaller addition, similar to what I just described, about 11.5 feet. However, and then reuse the existing driveways, the existing garage, which is this area here, which our drawing is called garage existing, which we know is a storage room proposed. That particular garage would only be about 10 feet wide, which is a rather narrow garage for any modern day vehicles. Getting in and out of that would be somewhat difficult for the homeowners. Secondly, it would require a driveway of additional coverage and a wider sweep to get from the middle of this existing house back to that existing curb cut, which is just more negotiating in and out of a car, backing up or forwarding in. And more importantly, there are two. One is adjacent to the existing curb cut, municipal trees, pretty mature municipal trees, probably 18, 20-inch caliper. The whole street along Beechwood is like an alley of trees. And in order to relocate that curb cut, a municipal tree would have to be removed, which to our understanding was not necessarily a good idea. So that is how we basically arrived at the design that we have, and the summation of my presentation.
Okay, thank you. Let's check with our loan professional.
With the storage room, is that going to be maintained a storage room and not a bedroom or sleeping area?
That's correct.
Because it's not permitted to lead into a garage.
That's true. That has been a storage room since that conversion was permitted several decades ago.
It's not going to be converted, it's going to stay as a
Correct.
storage room.
Correct.
That's all I have.
Okay. Danielle, anything?
No, not
Okay.
at this time.
Board questions?
I just have one.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the neighboring property to your west, do you know their, I see from the photo, it's not meant, is the distance from their generator property line running to your property line? Just in comparison what their distance is, because you can kind of see it in one of the photos. They seems relatively close, so I'm just curious if we know that distance,
I believe that
roughly.
at some point in the past, I've measured that, and I think that they have, roughly speaking, the same 25 feet on that side of the house that I have on the opposite side of my house. So 25 feet-ish.
And that's a pre-existing home, it's not nothing
Yes.
new construction, is something?
No, all of the homes on that strip have been there since early 1950s.
Yeah, okay.
Chairman, I have another question.
Sure.
On the survey, is your driveway on your property line?
As I understood it, in the survey that we had done recently, yes. And that's how it was. I've been there for 40-plus years.
And you're
that's where it's been.
redoing your driveway?
I'm sorry?
You're gonna be redoing the driveway?
I will have to, via this project, tear up a whole bunch of it, and I may. But
Okay.
at this point, I'm not planning to, but I
So
may.
the code states it needs to be 2 feet from the property line. So if he's proposing to redo the driveway, then that would be a variance also.
Oh, I see what you mean, okay.
Um,
So if you end up having to redo the driveway as a result of the construction, that, to keep the same footprint of the just trying to translate, if I understand correctly, to keep the same footprint of the driveway with whatever modification, you would need the variance in place for that. Is that correct, Steve?
Yes, is the driveway going to the side of the garage? You can see on the survey?
The-
Is
Doesn't
there-
show here,
The,
but I don't think
the
it
curb
would.
cut, if I may, the curb cut, is the same width as the existing driveway, and to eliminate several feet of that, that would then change the curb cut, the entry width into the driveway.
And
Not
a
sure I'm being
variance would be required, but my question was, is the driveway going to the side, to the west side of the garage?
Yes, it is, at the moment it is.
At the
And
moment,
What
it
is the reason for that?
Is it because it's
So
there
you're
already?
telling me that I think what Mr. Declan's question is, if approved and you build the structure, the new garage, is
Right.
to the west to your property line, is it gonna remain the asphalt? Or is that gonna all come up as part of the excavation and the construction of the proposed garage?
Okay, that section to the west of the proposed structure,
Right here?
Yes.
have no need to have it there, so yes, that could be removed and converted back into grass. Yes.
Because that's all pre-existing driveway today.
It's existing driveway now, it's been there for
Oh, okay.
Well, he's gonna have to rip up a
50
portion
years.
of it for the,
a
Footing and
foundation.
foundation.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So I would have no problem in eliminating that piece of it there, because we're adding a small section, the grade-in area, as shown there, to be able to have access to that first garage door.
I would add that in doing so, I would say maybe about 30% of that driveway would have 30% of the pre-existing non-conforming condition would be removed as a result of that. I would also add that there isn't a variance for coverage sought as part of this application.
Okay, and that would further reduce it.
If you come off 2 feet and
Yeah.
redo the driveway, because you don't necessarily need, you don't need the width for the whole 14 feet of the curb cut. It could come off the property line and, because again, you're only 29 feet for the entrance there.
Oh, you're talking about cutting down the width of the driveway also?
Because it's gonna get damaged, you know, through the construction process. I would assume I mean, you maybe could salvage it, but it's gonna get,
yeah, if he's gonna patch,
gonna-
if he's
yeah.
gonna patch, if he's gonna keep the existing driveway,
mhm.
add the section that is, graded in, grade in, and remove it on the side.
Yep.
Then he's not required to set it back.
Okay.
If during this project, he was going to replace the driveway, then he would need a variance if he wanted to keep that driveway on the property line.
I get it.
I was not, and I had not thought about replacing the driveway. I know there's a section that I would now have to have as asphalt, but
Okay.
Can I just, I'd like to ask a question. I mean, you went through your other potential proposals. Did you also consider just going back and reusing or reversing the last addition or set of work that was done in order to use the existing garages and then potentially adding the storage room and/or the whatever you had originally gained from that, like on the other side of the house where there is proper, or potentially more space.
I understand. Yes, we did, my wife and I did talk about, Andrew and I did talk about that. We have 5 children and 9 grandchildren. And when half of them come, the house is just about workable. So for us, returning that to its original 2-car garage under the house was really not a workable solution that we would prefer to do. And I have wonderful memories of several times a mirror coming off of a car as somebody was backing out of the garage, which was a bad day too. So we didn't give that as much potential.
A second question, when you looked at the comparable houses that you just handed out,
Yes,
a lot of these things appear to be renovated houses. As you know, as you said, the original houses were built in the 50s, and a lot of them were renovated. Do you know how many of these were required variances and are that close to the property line?
I can't answer the question with respect to any of them except for one with variances. The one identified top left as 324 Beechwood. I believe that was quite a bit of a renovation a few years back, and they did need a variance because the second floor extended out a half a foot or something like that. I got the letter in the mail. But the garage was already there and it was non-conforming, as my discussion with the homeowner just a little bit ago. 311 Beechwood Road, which is somewhat across the street from us directly, they just did a renovation and they're about to occupy that fully this month. But other than that, the footprint with the 2-car garage, that's where it was for the last 40 years that I'm aware of. The other houses, like ours, have not had any physical alterations, to the best of my knowledge, in that 40-year period.
Chairman, I have another question.
Yeah?
So in the zoning review, it mentioned the planter, which is encroaching into the neighbor's property. I'm assuming you're gonna be taking that out during the construction.
I was not planning to, because the proposed construction is quite close to it, but I was hoping to be able to leave it there. But I was not aware until the new survey was done, current survey was done, that it encroached over the line because it replaced a brick one which had been there before.
Will that be corrected?
I'm sorry?
Will that be corrected?
Yeah, I can correct that, yes, for sure.
Anyone else? Questions?
Yeah, I wanted to get clarification on the location of the trees that are near the curb again.
So, the survey didn't actually identify those trees, but if
Okay, I
you want to,
can tell you where the trees are.
right, I mean, I know that one is to the east of the curb cut.
There's one to the east of the curb cut about 5 feet, full-grown 60, 70-foot oak. And the other one, if we were to, which he had spoken to and considered a garage on the east side of the house, there's a tree directly in front of where that curb cut would then need to be. So we have 2 trees on the property between the sidewalk and the curb, and either one of those would be impacted by a different thing.
Okay, yeah, so just to echo what you said about the one to the right of the curb cut, basically it's like to the left of the current house and to the right of the curb cut
Correct.
between.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions down this end? Just, not a major question, but I could swear I saw when the application first came in that it was a 2-story addition. It's not, right? And you just said single story.
Yeah, it's,
And the-
it was
Single story.
It was never planned as a two-story addition.
Okay, I must have read something wrong, because I was thinking we were coming in to look at a two-story garage addition. Okay, so
No,
it's
sir.
just a one-story, okay.
That's correct.
And there's attic space above the garage just for storage, maybe?
Cathedral
Yeah.
ceiling, I believe is the right
Yeah,
term.
we're looking to just vault the ceiling in there,
Oh.
just to create more volume inside the garage.
Okay. No more questions from the board or our professionals. We can open it up to public questions for the testimony. We'll have an opportunity for public comment at the end, but any questions on this testimony?
Paul Litsunis, 50 Beverly Road. I was just thinking about from the Beechwood Drive to the property line, what is the requirement? What was the requirement on that?
The setback,
Yeah,
I believe 35 feet.
it is 35 feet?
I believe.
Yeah. Front yard setback is 30 feet in the R2 zone.
Oh, it's 30 feet.
30 feet, yes.
That's why I was wondering if you could move what you want to do now forward towards another 5 feet. And you may be able to use that storage area. And then you don't have to have such a wide garage. I was just wondering about that. What do you think of that?
The front wall of the house, of the existing, what was garage, is a foundation wall that comes up 4 foot high. It's 10-inch thick poured concrete. You'd have to cut that out
Yeah,
in order to do that.
yeah. Well, I just, because that might alleviate the need for the variance on that side of the plan. That's all, that's what I was wondering about, if you could move that forward, since you got another 5 feet, and you could use the storage area and still have a 2-car garage there and not have so much. It's just my opinion, in thinking about it. Thank you.
Any other,
And I assume you also considered a one-car, a little bit wider one-car garage too. I do understand the value of a 2-car garage, but it's, just without, that would then not require you to have a variance, correct?
Correct.
Because it would move it in, I would assume, about 9 feet.
Correct, which would potentially shelter one of our cars and not both.
correct. Any other public questions on testimony? Nothing? Okay. We will close public questions. Any other content testimony that you want us to hear?
Not for me.
Not that I can think of either. Thank you.
Okay, all right.
I had one question.
Yeah, yeah.
Just with respect to this planter.
Mhm.
I noticed there's a lot of landscaping in the planter. Is that still there? I'm just looking at it.
Yes, it's a stacked fieldstone planter with green giants in it that the deer don't like to eat those. as
I'm
much.
just wondering, and I don't wanna, I'm just wondering if the board would consider potentially allowing them to get an easement from the neighbor for that encroachment?
More-
'Cause they
more
might
than more than likely, you can be taking most of that planter out to put in the footing for the foundation.
Potentially, I will hope not, but potentially.
The only reason I brought that up is because if I was a neighbor, I'd prefer the landscaping, so that's,
You see where the planter is on this photo?
It's perpendicular to,
Is this the planter here?
Yes,
like what I'm looking at on
Yes,
this.
yes, that's the
So
plan.
yes, that's
That's
correct.
easily to
Yeah.
correct.
Yes.
I would also just add that according to the survey, it's 1.1 feet over the line. That would be the limit of
Easily to correct.
that would be all you'd have to take out.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The prior survey which we had, which was 50 years old, it showed a different sideline. It didn't show it as being over the line.
But you would be, in other words, the planter that's behind the cars,
Yes,
there's gonna be no space between the planter and the new structure? In other words, the back of that planter is coming, or the front of the existing front of the planter will be coming off, and that planter will be abutting the house, the garage?
I'm hopeful that at the end of the day, that existing planter would be 4 to 6 inches away from the back wall of the proposed garage.
So you'll have a space between the planter, a small space, half a foot between the
Something akin to
planter
that,
and
yes.
and the back of the garage
Yes.
structure.
And then in front of the planter, you're gonna have grass, where like that car is, right?
Yes,
Is that?
yes,
On the side?
on the
Yes,
side of the proposed structure. Right.
proposed
Okay.
garage, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? So, there's no more testimony, there's no more questions. Do we go to public comment now and then go into deliberations? Is that the order? I think so. Sound right?
Yes, if they want to comment,
Okay.
positive or negative.
All right, so we will open it up to public comment on this application. If anyone would like to, please step up to the podium, be sworn, and state your name and address.
So if you could raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm that any testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do. Paul Tsunis, 50 Beverly Road. The suggestion I made was only a suggestion about moving it forward. And I think that it depends on a lot of other things, but I don't know if it's possible on your foundation, because you mentioned your foundation before, and that when I mentioned it, and I don't know why it would have to be an obstacle. But if you need that storage room really badly, you know, then you won't do this, what I suggested. But if you really don't need that storage room, if your family has gone away and everything, you may not need that storage room anymore. I don't know. Something might consider, and it might even cut down on your expenses. I don't know. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Any other public comment? No? All right, we will close it for public comment. I guess we can get into board discussion then. I feel like I'm missing something, but I guess not. Who wants to kick us off? I know we started with Vincent last time. Carla, you want to kick us off?
I really don't have much to add to it. I like the drawings and the renderings. I understand the need for it. I don't think it's going to, not only does it keep in context with the neighborhood, but I really don't think there's any issues there to not let it done. I guess, Steve, the only question I have, just to be sure, the existing driveway that's there, if that driveway had to be, I hope it doesn't, but if it got destroyed during the construction, that's not considered replacing the driveway, right? I mean, if that asphalt got ripped up or whatnot, he could go ahead and put that down again without needing the variance, right?
If he's ripping up the entire driveway,
The entire driveway.
the entire driveway,
Okay, so as long as the entire driveway is not ripped up, we're good to go? Okay.
So like when you're repairing dumpster damage, for example, that's not, you don't need a variance for that.
no,
Okay.
no. And he's gonna need a driveway permit for the expansion
Sure.
on the other side. But if he's leaving the driveway and cutting, out for the foundation, and leaving that driveway, it looks like it's in fairly good shape. Yeah. Then
I think so.
then he doesn't need to do anything.
Can I just ask for clarification? So are we amending the application to add the variance for the driveway, or no, not needed?
If he's replacing the entire driveway, then he would need a variance
To keep
to
it
keep it on the
as
property
is?
line.
Okay.
So that's your call if you want to request the driveway variance just in case you need it, but I know you mentioned that's not your intention to replace the whole driveway.
It's not, but I guess sit here and ask the question, if I decided I should live so long 5 years from now, would that be a variance then? If I wanted to replace the driveway?
I think it would with the reason that you're going in front of the board now. You're just stating that you're gonna keep it.
True.
So
I mean,
if you wanna request it now, you could
Yeah.
request it now, and if you don't wind up replacing it, there's no no
Right.
foul.
Okay, well, then, to me,
If you wanna put a beautiful
I'm
heated
retared, I
driveway
don't do business.
Yeah, there you go.
to
I don't
avoid
do
all the
business
snow.
meetings all the time
Upgrade to
anymore,
pavers?
but that
Discussion
makes
about
sense
it
to
now.
do that now.
While you're doing all the work, yeah.
If that would be something that the board would be amenable to, for some point in the future, perhaps it might be done.
Yeah, maybe the board could comment whether they felt that was a positive or negative.
Well, that, and, yeah,
Gives him an idea.
I don't have a problem even approving that particular variance for the reasons I stated, you know, with what you're doing, but if you're unsure that what you're gonna do, I'd support if you requested that variance, so that way you're here now, you don't have to come back. Gives you the option depending on what goes on with the construction.
A lot of those properties down there, the driveways went up to the property line.
Yeah.
In some cases, two driveways abut each other.
But it's,
And that's,
Yeah, 324, 316. I
If
remember.
you were to look at the picture that I distributed, the top two houses on there, those driveways, and there is a brick wall dividing the two, so everybody knows, but that's the same thing exactly there.
Steve, if we're gonna change the application, would it change the notification of the neighbors?
no, it was mentioned on the zoning review,
It was mentioned.
yes.
Okay. And the neighbor is actually fully aware that it's, you know, based on the property that it's there, that we would, that the, now the request that it be, you know, formally memorialized that it's there?
I couldn't answer that. I don't know what the notice says. I don't think I have the notices.
Well, I do. The notice that was distributed, I walked around to the neighbors and mailed some to others and published, specifically just mentioned the two sideline items, the encroachment on the two sideline. It did not talk about,
So it didn't,
They do have a catch-all in here, I'm looking at the notice right now, and so I could just read that. It says, in addition to the foregoing required variances and approvals, the applicant will also seek any and all variances, exceptions, and waivers and other incidental relief, including any relief required
Sure.
for construction of pre-existing non-conforming conditions on the property that must have been a form, so you used a good form, but, that may be required or deemed necessary by the board after or during its review of the application. So that's the
It's
standard
the same
language.
class of variance as as the setbacks
It's
and
not,
everything else.
it's not a new class of variance, it would still be a C variance.
Yeah.
You already noticed for it, and then you had the catch-all that if something came up like this, that was, you were unaware of, it's not a variance that was missed, so I think the board's well within their
Yeah.
jurisdiction.
I don't see the harm in just requesting it now, because it's already on the property line. You're not gonna make it any bigger.
may I request that, then,
I think it's fine to amend
based
the
on that,
application
counsel?
to include the driveway variance, should it be needed. Fair? Okay. So were those your thoughts,
that's it, I'm done.
Jeanette?
Yeah, I don't have anything to add. You stated everything
Cool. Tom?
I don't think I have anything to add. You know, my concern, you know, it is very close to the property line down there, but, you know, there's, you know, in that particular area of town, a lot of the houses have gotten close, and as long as there's no, I mean, I have less concern about the driveway variance than I do about, you know, the, now a building that close to the property, but it's, you know, I understand the, you know, the need and what's been done to the house before, so.
Thank you.
Kev?
We talk about a lot about functionality at a lot of these meetings as everyone's families are changing, growing, so you took that into account in how you design this. You're falling in line with the rest of the fabric of the neighborhood, and I think your neighbors might be happy to see a nice garage and siding instead of looking at 3 cars parked in the driveway. I'm sure they're nice cars and they're, clean, but, you know,
Is
overall.
he saying he's gonna keep all his,
One of those is my daughter's. It's not there all the time.
So, yeah, I think a good presentation, and, yeah, I have nothing more to add.
Cool. Vincent?
Yeah, I think the proposed design fits in with the neighborhood. There's also examples in the neighborhood of the driveway going up to the property line. Applicant made the case for not moving the curb cut to preserve a tree, which I think is important. And to comment on the public comment suggestion that was made, I would have preferred something like that, but I think given the location of the tree, it doesn't make sense. Like, that would have made sense if the driveway could be redesigned to just go straight. But I think it's important, it's for the public good to maintain that tree. And yeah, that's about it.
I noticed something else.
What'd
A
you do?
question. The existing driveway, how wide is that?
At which point?
Widest point?
At its widest point, it would be 29.35 feet.
All right, so the existing driveway, if you look on the survey up top, he's just adding a section over onto the other side. The maximum width in the front yard is 20 feet. But he's already over that, so I don't know if there's a need for a variance for that also.
I mean, yeah.
Saying the maximum width allowed for the driveway is 20 feet?
20 feet in the front yard.
When it's in front of the
So this
house.
wider section is acceptable. It's this section here which he is over, I think, the 20 feet already.
And then the section that he's adding, is that an additional?
So I would, if I can clarify,
Yeah,
the existing driveway goes from the
like that part.
west side of the house to
This
the
part
property
here.
line, 29.35 feet. The proposed driveway is only 28.4 feet, which is the, minimum that we can use just to get a car in and out of that garage. And that is over the 20 feet. I will,
So I think you should
But
amend
that-
the application to
Yeah, I would-
request it.
Yeah, I would amend.
Amend that, yeah.
That, again, same category of variance, and it's, functionally necessary for the rest of it to work.
I might also add that if you look at Exhibit A1, 324 Beechwood Road and 316 Beechwood Road, both seem to have driveways that might exceed 20 feet.
Yeah, I would just,
But I would just
again,
offer,
put it in the resolution.
Yeah.
And so what's the ultimate number we're,
He'll be over 8 feet 4 inches.
okay. And the 20
Maximum-
feet is,
Maximum is 20 feet in the front yard.
okay.
Okay. So we were in the middle, and does that change anyone's views? Okay. So I think I was the only one left to comment, and I think everything's been said. I mean, I know precedent isn't a thing in zoning and variances, but this is, with the split-level homes in that neighborhood, this is the move. This is what you do to extend it. Seems, there's plenty of examples of why this works in the neighborhood. So I think it makes sense. So, with that in mind, motion. Does anyone want to make a motion in either direction on calendar? I'm gonna have trouble finding it. Calendar 896-26.
I'll make the motion to approve the application on calendar 896-26, along with the,
It was
I guess
two.
the two additional amendments to it with respect to the driveway on the property line and the, over the 20-foot width.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Let's vote. Let's call the roll. All right.
Do a roll call?
Oh, yeah, you want to? Thank you.
Mr. Lau,
Yes.
Mr. Bartlett,
Yes.
Mr. Camperell,
Yes.
Ms. Odinsky,
Yes,
Mr. Devine,
Yes.
and Mr. Santaniello.
Yes. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you very
The
much.
variance passes. So, standard caution, the resolution will likely be adopted next meeting, so that's a month from now. There is a 45-day period after the resolution passes during which someone can object. So usually we'll ask you not to start construction until before that 45-day passes, but
Just for clarification, it goes
Yes.
from the date of publication
Oh.
of the notice of decision. So usually like 3 days after it's adopted, that's when your 45 days starts.
okay. Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Very much. Thank you all.
All right, moving on to old business. So we have written down, we have our cybersecurity training, everyone's favorite topic. Cybersecurity training, part 2. I still have to do it. We have a list of folks who do need to complete it. And then the financial disclosure statement. So I know we record these things and they're televised. So if the state is listening, don't send us a "you're late" notice unless you're gonna send us a "it's time to do it" notice. And if you wanna talk about it, just drive up Kinderkamak anytime
I
between.
wouldn't push it. Let it ride. I didn't get the list. Does everybody know whether they did the financial disclosure?
I did, I think.
So if, everybody?
Yeah, it's done, but there was no, "hey, it's financial disclosure season"
Okay,
email.
Okay, all right.
Just saying.
So if everybody did it, we couldn't check because the borough clerk wasn't in. So we could, she's the one that has the documentation. If you haven't sent it to us, so we have a record of it, please do so. Send it to Gabby or myself.
Oh, you don't get a notification of that?
No, unless the borough clerk would. So we might be able to get it from her. But we usually like to get the certification, and we just have a file of the board members in the past boards also that had it certified.
So that's, yeah, if anyone is still waiting to do that, please get that done as well. Otherwise, that's it for old business. Anyone else have any old business? How about new business? Any new business? All right. We have a motion, public comment. How could I forget?
Paul Tunis, 50 Beverly Road. I just want to say that the zoning board is doing a good job, and it should continue the way it is. I don't feel that you be combining with the planning board people. You guys are specialized in this stuff now. The planning board people are not. And I think that we're gonna do something wrong. There's certain people that want this thing to happen because of convenience. It's all about convenience. But we're gonna sacrifice something good for convenience. And that's just my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We will close public comment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's no
Oh,
way
yeah.
that I know about this unless
Hello, I'm